welcome to today's meditation. I'm actually broadcasting this one on a Sunday night just before bedtime with the intention of having a meditation time that is all about grounding and preparing. Because Monday is coming whether we prepare for it or not. And so wouldn't it be a sweeter time on that Monday if we've made a little bit of preparation in our responses, in our feeling of stability, in our letting go of whatever last week is still trying to hang on to us with. So we're going to spend some time grounding, and whether you're doing this and listening to this on a Sunday night or not doesn't matter, because we need grounding from minute to minute, hour to hour within our day. And I want to start our time as you get settled and get comfortable with just a quick story from a book that I have been reading. And I will tell you, most of the time books are pretty easy. I digest and devour and just, I love the concept of learning and self-study. But this one has really been difficult for me. It is by Pema Chodron, and it's called When Things Fall Apart. And she's a Buddhist nun, an American Buddhist nun. And I was really struggling with the beginning of this book. I don't know why, but things weren't resonating with me. And so I set it to the side, was studying some other things for a couple of days, and I came back to it yesterday. And all of a sudden, the light became clear. It all became illuminated, and I'm not even halfway through yet, but I realize that there's something in here for me. So I want you to get comfortable, and I hope that what's in our time together will be something for you. Just sit with your legs crossed, or you can have your feet flat on the ground if you're in a chair. You can even lie down. And then I invite you to close your eyes if that feels right, or just cast them down a bit and begin to find a good rhythm of breath. Noticing what the inhale feels like, and noticing when it turns into the exhale. Again, noticing the inhale. What does it feel like? And noticing that split second when it becomes the exhale. And you just keep a rhythm of breath going. And in our time, as I'm sharing and guiding, the breath will stay with you. But then in the time when I grow quiet, the breath will be your anchor. It will keep you here, and as the thoughts try to drive you to another direction, it will hold you here like an anchor. So find it, hang on to it, and listen to this story that she shares. She says, I read somewhere about a family who only had one son, and they were very, very poor. The son was extremely precious to them, and the only thing that mattered to his family was that he bring them some financial support and prestige. And then one day, he was thrown from a horse, and he was crippled. It seemed like the end of their lives. 2 weeks later, the army came to the village, and they took away all the healthy, strong men to fight in the war. But this young man was allowed to stay behind and take care of his family. And her message for us throughout this book that I'm now beginning to understand is life is filled with moments that fall apart, but it is just as much filled with moments when everything comes back together. We have this ebb and this flow of falling apart and coming back together. And wherever you are in the ebb and the flow right now, in this moment that you are sharing with us, I want you to know that it is okay to feel whatever you need to feel, the same way this family felt. Sorrow and grief over the loss of what they thought this son could do for them. And then all of a sudden, his role was redefined. The same thing happens in our life. And so I want us just to sit together for just a few minutes. And I want you just to think right here in this present moment, not going into the past and pulling up all the stuff, and don't even go into the future and borrow all that worry. I want you to stay right here and just tell yourself, things fall apart and things come back together. And I don't have a Sanskrit mantra for that, but I think that we all can understand the power of those few words. So again, let's not go back in our mind story of our past and think of all the times it has fallen apart. I want us to sit with that assurance that things fall apart and things come back together. So as you breathe in, fill yourself up with that life-giving force of breath. And as you breathe out, find a little rest in your posture. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, things fall apart. And as you breathe in, things come back together. Exhaling, things fall apart. Inhale, things come back together. And just keep finding that rhythm. The exhale is that release and that understanding that stuff happens. And we live in a real world where real stuff happens. But we also live in a space where it all comes back together, where our perspective shifts, where our heart and our mind soften, where the tension in our hands turns loose, and we see a different way, and then it turns into a better way. So let's just sit together in the quiet with the understanding that things fall apart and things come back together. Bring your awareness back to the space that we are sharing, back to this moment where we are. And just see where you are in that ebb and flow of breath. Of the inhale being the assurance that it's coming back together. And the exhale, also the assurance. It'll fall apart again. Sometimes the falling apart is little, tiny, almost inconsequential things, but we still feel them in a big way. Sometimes the falling apart is big and heartbreaking and traumatic. But no matter what the falling apart looks like, the coming back together is so very sweet. Let's take another deep breath in together. And as you exhale, realize things fall apart. And then as you breathe in the biggest of the day, right here, things come back together. Take that assurance into your night, into your week, into your life's path. And through it all, remember to breathe. Namaste.